Hey guys, it's Jeebins and welcome back to Powerwash Convos. I'm today joined by my good friend Chunky, who immediately starts spraying me. How you doing,
I
Chunky?
couldn't resist it. You have a really sprayable face. I
You
don't
know
know what to
what?
tell you.
You know what? My friend Ethan said the exact same thing. So, um,
Well, clearly we're not just making it up as an excuse then.
yeah,
There's
clearly. It's clearly
it's a
not just,
coordinated attack.
yeah, exactly. Um, but how you doing? We can probably get started in spraying down this house.
Yeah, one thing I've got to say about this game that my only pet peeve with it so far is that like water doesn't like travel down properly. Like in my head, I should be able to start up top and like there'll be drip marks cleaning stuff, but there
Hmm.
isn't, and it bothers me. But
Yeah,
that's just me being pedantic. Maybe
it's,
the devs are obviously listening to this, right? That
hmm,
they've got their clipboards out. They're
yeah.
like, how can we improve this?
How can
And
we? Yeah, I'm sure they are.
yeah, exactly. That they hang on my every word.
Hmm.
But yeah, you asked how I am. I'm all good, baby. Just hosing down the top of a roof as you do.
Mm.
What else am I supposed to do with my Wednesday nights?
You know what? That's a good point. Uh, Wednesdays, it's in the middle of the week, so you just got nothing going on. I imagine.
Yeah, exactly. Just have a good old hose down.
Yeah.
But this always reminds me of, I don't know if you've seen like on social media I feel like the most popular side hustle on TikTok at the minute is like power washing,
Really.
and I thought yeah, have you not? It's which I always find super bizarre. I normally think it'd be like an Etsy shop or something like that, or
Hmm.
maybe doing something on Fiverr. But no, I like the YouTube algorithm on YouTube Shorts really thinks I'm into power washing for some reason,
That's
which is
crazy.
weird because it's been suggesting that long before I even knew this game existed.
That's crazy. I've never seen. Like, I know that's a pretty popular thing because it's really satisfying to watch for a lot of people.
Mm,
But
yeah.
I've never seen that. I only started actually watching YouTube Shorts like last night. I was laying in bed at like 3 in the morning, as you do, and I was like, you know what? I need to watch some YouTube Shorts, and I spent like an hour doing that, and then
Oh
I
Lord.
and then
I,
I went to bed because my phone was at 10%.
nice.
You know, not because I was tired or I needed sleep, because I had to get up in the morning because my phone was almost dead.
I can't even stay up that late anymore. I've made such a I'm really embarrassed about it. I've been going around my friend's house a lot recently,
Hmm.
and it tends to just like get to like midnight, half midnight, one, and I will just like fall asleep.
Right.
Mid conversation. It's so embarrassing. I feel like such an old man. I don't know. I've got my sleep pattern so like down at the minute. I'm always
Right.
up at like 7:40 sharp, and then
Wow.
as soon as I start like violating my sleep pattern, I
Hmm.
just my body's just got enough self control. Like my mind isn't in. It's the body's autonomous from the mind at this point, and I just fall asleep. It's terrible.
I have not experienced that. What I have experienced though is every single day I wake up, I'm like, crap, I'm late for something. And then it's like 9 o'clock. I'm like, oh, I'm not late for anything. What's wrong with me?
Oh yeah, I do that a lot. Like it's, especially when I have to like set an earlier alarm for something,
Hmm.
I'll often just wake up before it, stressed that I've slept through that alarm, and
Right.
it'll be 3 in the morning, and I'll just be there feeling like an idiot, and then be tired for the important thing I had to wake up for. It's
Right.
it's
Yeah. For
it's the
me, when
worst.
I need to be up at a certain time, I'll set an alarm, and then pretty typically I'll wake up before the alarm, and I'll be like, I'm late. I'm late. I must have slept through the alarm. I think I heard it go off at one point, and then I check the time, and it's just like way before my alarm is meant to go off. I'm like, what's wrong with you, brain?
And so the other thing I have with my sleep at the minute is I think I must have been like a guard dog in a previous life, right?
Right?
Because like I sleep by the window
Mm-hmm.
at my parents' house, and it's like it goes onto like the driveway, and
Right?
whenever I hear a noise, like it could just be like an innocent noise, I like bolt upward, like just straight up 90-degree angle in my body. What the hell is going on?
Uh-huh.
And I end up like peering out my window, scanning methodically at like 4 in the morning, like some kind of maniac. Like, it's terrible, but I don't know. And then because of the adrenaline rush of like the whole experience, like I don't
Mm-hmm.
even know what I think is gonna happen. Like a car's gonna get stolen or something,
Right?
but I just the adrenaline's pumping, and I have to like make sure nothing's going on, um, before I can sleep again. And I I don't want to bash it too hard, but I wouldn't give it a good TripAdvisor review, you know?
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Personally, I sleep with a hammer next to my bed. I've
Really?
never had an issue that I've needed it, but what if one day I do?
What, like as to use as a weapon, or you're just worried that like something's gonna fall off the wall, like
No, the
a
use.
painting?
I wish it was to say that one, because that sounds really funny. But no, it's the just in case someone breaks in, which has never happened before to me in my life. But just in case it could happen.
Is that your signature weapon?
The hammer,
With like a zombie apocalypse, you'd be known as like
the
the
hammer
hammer
man.
guy. Oh, the hammer man. His
Yeah,
catchphrase, it's hammer
it's,
time.
it's hammering time.
Oh god, I think that's something different.
No, I don't think if there was a zombie apocalypse, I would want a hammer. Cause that's like close combat sort of thing, right? And if you get
That's
close to a
true.
zombie, they're gonna just eat your brains out. You're dead.
That is true. What would you go for, like a gun or something, or
Probably like a gun or like a bow or something or maybe a spear, because you can point at them like to keep them away. But
right?
I'm not quite sure. I haven't put much thought into it.
I'm glad I'm keeping you on your
Yeah,
toes
just
with my random ass question.
you're asking the important questions about life that need to be answered.
I know I'm a philosopher.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of zombies, I've been playing a lot of this game, 7 Days to Die. It's
Just gonna say this game.
yeah, no, this
When it's all
game.
zombie levels, chunky, that's when it gets real.
That's,
Try to Powerwash a house during a zombie invasion.
dude, I would love that game.
It'd actually be
Developers,
incredible. Developers need to listen to this.
yeah,
Oh, I fell off a roof.
that happens.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, I also did it in game.
But no, if there was a game where you had to power wash down a house during a zombie apocalypse, I would play the hell out of that game.
Stress would be unreal.
It would be, but I mean, it sounds fun. As you know, I am a pro gamer.
Yes, in all of the all of the ways.
Yeah,
To be fair,
it's
some of the stuff you've attempted in Skyrim is pretty absurd.
yes. I've done what is it? My favorite challenge that I did was the 1 HP challenge. That was
Oh, I didn't
so
manage to
fun.
catch that much of that one.
I did like so much with it too. I didn't like most of the challenge runs of Skyrim that I did. I just beat Alduin, right?
Hmm.
But with that one, I did more than that. I did the Dawn Guard. I think I did the Assassination Guild. Like I did a
Oh,
bunch
the
with
Dark
it.
Brotherhood. Nice.
Yeah, it was fun because I mean, it just becomes a stealth archer playthrough at that point.
My God, Stealth Archer in Skyrim? How original.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's ever used that
No, I don't think so
ability in
either.
Skyrim ever.
It was pretty unique.
To be fair, I don't think I think I've had characters fall victim of the Archer trope.
Hmm.
Like, it's just good to take things out from a distance
Right.
and stealth that damage. But I don't think I've ever played a character designed to be an archer and use stealth. Like I think my
Mm.
assassin that I did with the Dark Brotherhood was still like mostly like a one-handed dude.
Right.
I'm just I feel like in that kind of medieval setting, I'm just such a sucker for swords. I'm
Right.
finding it too when I'm playing D&D. Like other weapons are like cool, but there's just something like about a sword,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why it's my pick for zombie apocalypse survival weapon.
All right.
Um,
That's fair.
no, it's not. Well, my thing about when I think about that question, obviously, because zombie apocalypse is a super realistic scenario that's definitely gonna happen.
You know.
Um, is I always think of like something in my house,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously, like I live in the UK, so guns are off limit.
Right.
Um, like they exist, but they're extremely rare.
Mm-hmm.
But we have like a paddle
All right.
for pizzas. That's got like a decent length on it that I reckon like you could sharpen and use as an axe. Um, it'd have to be close combat here because whilst I'd love to brag that I'm some kind of very talented archer, like even then,
Right.
you you run out of arrows.
Yeah, of course. You gotta keep making those things.
Exactly, and I'm not good at things.
Yeah. Like a zombie apocalypse, where are you gonna get someone to make you arrows? You gotta make the arrows.
Exactly. So that's the most scary part of the zombie apocalypse is that you have to suddenly be like self-reliant and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't. It's, I don't want to be signed up for that.
Yeah, dude. I don't even live on my own outside of a zombie apocalypse.
I can't be trusted in a very relatively safe modern society, let alone some post-apocalyptic nightmare.
Right?
No, I'm just gonna let the zombies get me. I'm not built for this. I don't want to.
Dude, I think there's a video on YouTube where it's just like that. Someone's like, "All right, we gotta go. There's zombies." Like, what do you mean there's zombies? It's like they're gonna kill us. They've disabled society as we know it. Like, we're gonna die. And he's like, "Okay, what's the end game?" He's like, "What do you mean end game? We gotta survive." He's like, "No, I don't care. I can't survive long term like this. They can come and eat me for all I care."
Exactly. It sounds terrifying. So stressful too. I don't know if I'd respond to the stress well.
No, I don't think I would either.
It's yet another thing that I'm gonna have to give an albeit reluctant low TripAdvisor score.
Yeah.
You know,
I would not
zombie
recommend zombie
apocalypse.
apocalypses. That's fair. That's fair.
I can't lie to all the zero people that follow my TripAdvisor exploits, but
I didn't even know you had a tripping advisor, so
neither do I.
it's something we made up today.
It's something entirely that just came out of my ass like 5 minutes ago.
You know what? That's fair. I think
Now.
there's so many running jokes that I have that it's just like it began because I said something stupid. You know?
That's so true.
It's just like, you gotta keep it going because it's funny when that happens. It's like, well, we gotta keep going because it was hilarious.
Yeah, I know. I love inside jokes because I feel like they're just easier to make funny.
Right?
Like the fact that they're inside jokes kind of makes it funny from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
And as someone who's not that funny, like it's just so much easier when you can just make a reference to something and not
Right.
have to come up with like a funny like pretext or something like that. I
For
can never
sure.
do like stand up or anything like that because
I mean, streaming in a way is stand-up, right?
and I don't know, I do a lot of sitting down.
Okay,
So,
it's sit-down comedy, you know?
yeah, it's also very laid back though. I think a lot of what makes streams good is that sense of like community and
Mm-hmm.
you can have inside jokes on your stream, which I don't think you can necessarily do as like a stand-up comic.
Yeah, I feel like there's very few people, unless you're like referencing another one of your bits, like one of the popular stand-up comedians. But even like they have to be successful for that to work, you know?
Yeah, you have to be funny first. That's the problem.
Yeah.
God, you want to be successful, but then like you have to be successful by merit first. It's just
Yeah.
disgusting.
I'd rather be successful just because I'm successful and not actually work for it, you know?
Exactly. Why can't people just give me things for free? Why
I
can't
know,
life just
right?
provide? This talk is exactly why we wouldn't survive. So
Because we want things given
I
to
have a,
us.
to be honest, I have a long-standing theory that I'm just gonna be a zombie from the get-go.
Yeah.
Like,
Like you're
I
the
learned
first person to become a zombie.
I'm patient zero. No, I don't think I'd be that. But like, you know what I mean? Like all these like zombie stories, I feel like there's like a decent number of them
Mm,
start with a notable part of the population just becoming zombies through like the disease.
right?
And I feel like everyone's zombie survival fantasy obviously starts with them surviving the disease. And I'm
Mm.
pretty sure, like, I want to be one of them self aware people that's just like, yeah, no, I'd probably just cough up a lung and become a zombie.
Yeah. Like, what's the point at this point? I already got this disease. I don't think I'll survive after getting over it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and oh, yes, I got one of the walls done. Hell yeah.
That's great.
Um,
I'm making quick work of this house.
I know, we should go into business, Jevons.
We should,
Transatlantic power washing.
yeah, we should make it a whole thing, you know?
Clearly, this is a faithful representation of what it's like to do this professionally, and the fact we don't have to pay for water and all that jazz, and
Right.
uh,
Yeah, we just have infinite water. Like, what is this water coming from? I don't have like, what is our power wash even connected to? There's no, we don't have like a tanker on us, do
snow
we?
hose. Yeah, that's a point.
Uh,
I
Chunky, did you do
Yes.
this?
Do what?
This?
No, I think that I think that was already there.
Oh, that was there. Did
Yeah, yeah, totally, man.
does like the developers just know people like
Yeah, this
record
is
this place, so they just wrote that in there?
yeah, uh-huh.
It makes
Clearly,
sense.
just like some local vagrants don't
Uh huh.
I kind of resent the accusation, to be honest,
Okay,
Jevons.
I was just wondering. I wasn't accusing. I was just wondering. I gotta figure out who it was. Because it wasn't me. I was
Hmm.
working on the front of the house, and there's recorded footage of what I was doing. So
Wow, okay. I don't like the insinuation. Maybe should I have recorded so I can prove my
you
innocence? Is
could have.
that ah? You know what? I don't know
Yeah,
what to say to that.
that's fair. Honestly, I feel like it's just as much work to record something like that. Because when I do collab with the person I mentioned before, Ethan, who I did a video of this with first.
Hmm.
We also did Phasmophobia together, and
Nice.
he would have me record it and send it to him through email, and that's like you wouldn't think that's a lot of work, but it apparently is because every
Well,
single time I go to do that, there's some issue.
I mean, emailing video sounds pretty horrendous. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like,
it is kind of annoying.
oh,
So,
the dev's message is all gone.
yeah, the
Yeah.
devs messages, of
Yeah.
course.
Yep.
Um,
Sure, they're gonna be gutted. Hopefully they'll still listen to our valuable feedback, though.
Yeah, hopefully
Mhm.
make a sequel to this game, Power Washing and Zombie Apocalypse. So that's a terrible name, but you can work on it. You got people for that.
I mean, honestly, that would be a good game.
It would be.
I
It
feel like it would be quite a lot more stressful than this, though. I feel
it would be a bit stressful. Yeah. How would you
I
even
think
like keep the zombies at bay though? Like with the water,
maybe
you splash the zombies and they're just gone.
hydrophobic zombies. I could see that.
Yeah, that's pretty unique
Like,
too.
if the like zombie virus was like based on like rabies or something,
Hmm.
because that makes you like Is it not like water? I forget. It's got something to do with
I
water.
don't know. All I remember is there's an Office episode about it, and they're doing a fun run where he runs
Yep,
for
and
the ladies.
Michael eats all the fettuccine right before a big race, and
Yeah.
then yep, and Jim and Pam go like antique shopping mid race
Hmm.
or something. I haven't watched the U.S. Office in so long.
Right, because I forget there's different versions.
There is, although I've not seen the UK. I watched like the first episode, but
Hmm.
I sometimes cringe comedy is like a lot for me.
Right.
Um,
I get
so
that.
and it's quite dry. I've heard really good things about it, but
Hmm.
yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I don't know. I couldn't quite get into it.
What I didn't know until recently is there's like more than just the US and UK version. There's like a whole bunch of them. And like whoever had the
Okay,
original idea, whoever made the original one,
wasn't it
that
Ricky Gervais?
I think so. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that. But
I
it,
will. I'm putting
okay.
it on your headstone. It's gonna be Ricky Gervais made The Office. Here
Either way,
lies
like
Jabins Phoebins.
right.
That's just rest in
Uh,
peace.
but like
Died to
apparently,
zombies.
apparently they just get paid so much because of all the different versions of the Office. You know, and they don't have to do anything because other people are writing it now because they don't.
Yeah, I mean, none of the original writing stuff from the UK one went to the US one, I don't think.
Hmm.
So yeah, what a nice little bit of money.
Yeah.
They've
So
patented workplace comedy.
what I'm hearing is we've got to make a show that is somewhat okay that someone else can take the idea from us and then pay us a bunch of money to make.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like sitcoms are going down the spin-off route a lot with like, was it How I Met Your Father came out
Oh
recently, which
really?
I haven't seen. Yep.
I never
Obviously, the
watched How I Met Your Mother, so
I've not seen all of it to be fair, um, but I've heard good things.
yeah, I heard good things about it. I never watched
I,
it
th- I think
myself.
I think it does the classic sitcom thing of having a bit of a shaky last season.
Hmm. Yeah, because I
Like
feel
so many.
like with sitcoms, once you get far enough, like you just have so many plot points that have established. They like, how do we wrap all of this up? And they just
Yeah,
can't figure it out.
exactly. Also, I think, how do you keep having fresh ideas, the same characters in the same situations? Like,
Right.
um, yeah, it's tricky. Um, I don't envy them,
Yeah. I'm
especially
glad.
when they kind of have to keep it light and funny. You can't have
Mm.
like I feel like character death is something you can't really like casually do, or like it's something you can't really do in a sitcom.
Right. So they
Um,
gotta like leave for some other reason if they have. I guess the actor has to leave.
yeah,
They like
that's yeah.
they're going to find or they're gonna go help out their parents or something like that who are getting old.
Oh yeah, the
It's
Steve
like
Carell one. Oh god, the US office got so much worse after Steve Carell left.
yeah.
It was
I don't think I've seen the last couple seasons of it more than once
I
because
think I've seen them like twice or thrice. I watched through a great many. I think I watched the entire thing 5 times, but like
mhm,
the Carell run
right.
maybe three. Like it was 3 more times. I can't remember. Um,
Apparently, after that point, like John Krasinski and I forget the actress who plays Pam's name.
Jenna Fisher.
Yeah, Jenna Fisher. They were like so involved in the decision making process that they were like given credit as uh like co-directors or something like that.
To be fair, they did that a lot. A lot of the actors directed episodes throughout the entire run. To be fair,
Mm-hmm.
um, but it's interesting. I don't know. I definitely feel like they could have just wrapped it up when Michael left, or
Yeah.
made. I think there's probably about one season's worth of good episodes in the last. Is it like 2.5? There's like 2.5 seasons without Steve Carell, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's end of season 6 that he leaves, and then they have to
yeah,
finish up that. And then there's what, 9 seasons, 8 seasons?
Yeah,
And
yeah, it is 9 seasons, isn't it?
yeah. So, there's
But
not
yeah,
there's not a whole lot of good episodes. There's a few here and there that are really good, but like there are a lot that are just mediocre or like they go down like a certain storyline that just makes absolutely no sense.
yeah,
And apparently they wanted to go even further that down that like rabbit hole of things that just don't make sense. And some of the actors were like, "No, this is stupid. We're not doing this."
I do enjoy when actors do that. Just please stop. I know you think this is a good idea, but please don't make me do this.
Right? Like there was in the later seasons with where they wanted Jim's character to cheat on Pam, and they were like, and
Yeah.
John Krasinski was like, "No, we're not doing this scene." And they
Yeah,
like,
because like that relationship was the heart and the soul of that series, really. Like, obviously, Michael being Michael was fantastic and funny, but I think what a lot of people came back for was the heartwarming relationship between those two and
mm-hmm,
the transformation from the will they won't they to the, you know, sort of I don't know how to phrase it, just really heartwarming,
right,
romantic, lovely. You know, because I think that's what sitcoms do, right? After a long day of work, you can show up, switch it on, and just enjoy yourself and not have to
mm-hmm,
think too hard about it, not be challenged. It's just nice television.
right,
Um, and yeah, I think forgetting that to do a Jim cheating on Pam subplot thing would have been terrible. And also, like, Jim's like the main character.
right.
And, you know, we spent the first 2, 3 seasons. This is turning into an office review, but like, it's 2, 3 seasons rooting for him to get with Pam,
Right.
and then because under the pretense that he's, you know, the nice guy that she deserves, and she just can't see that yet.
Mm-hmm.
But um, yeah, I just it's, and then like I was spitting in the face of that like assumption that he's the good guy. I think just feels counterintuitive to me.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement.
Yeah,
Yeah, you've been playing any good games lately?
have I been playing any good games recently? Is I guess I've been. I mean, I've done a little bit of this, which has been really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Powerwash Sim. Um, I've bought some games recently that I haven't started yet. Um, but I don't know what I was gonna say. Yeah, I just haven't managed to get around to them yet. I'm kind of getting like weird about starting new games. I'm just worried I'm gonna burn out or
Mm-hmm.
um, not finish them. But I mean, I've been playing a lot of Mass Effect recently, which is
Right.
you know, probably my favorite video game franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I love it lots. I've played it lots. And the Legendary Edition was, you know, for an EA game, pretty good value.
Yeah.
So I was really pleased with that, and I've been getting my brother to play it recently, so I haven't really been playing it so much, more like watching him, guiding him through because it's his first playthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, that's just that's been really enjoyable just to see like his reactions, hear about what he's been thinking. Also, just like kind of secondhand relive it for the first time.
Right.
All the twists and turns, like you know the start of Mass Effect 2 when um, I don't know, the game's been out a very long time. Like, am I good to spoil the start of Mass Effect 2?
I guess you can spoil the start. That's fair.
Like when Shepard, the Normandy just, you know, gets blown up and Shepard like dies. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. Like
Right.
it's, and I was so excited to see his reaction to that as someone because it definitely caught me massively off guard. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's the strangest thing. I'm scared to start new games, but also I've missed the feeling of falling in love with a game so much.
Right.
Um, just it's really counterintuitive, but
I think
it's
the last new game that I played, I can't remember what it was. I did start, I guess, the Doom. I just started Doom Eternal, and I'm really liking that so far. Um, I wasn't expecting to like it, but a few friends of mine said it was really good, and it was one of their favorite games. I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And I've liked it so far. I
nice.
um, did a stream of it because I don't like whenever I want to play a new game I've never played before. I'm like, I might as well stream it because like to get my genuine reaction on camera.
Yeah, that
But
makes sense. I'm kind of I'm so torn because at the minute about whether I want to play new games on stream or because on one hand, like it's nice to have like genuine reactions and get caught off guard and be there in the moment,
mhm.
but sometimes I feel like I struggle to get into the moment because I'm trying to read chat, trying to
Well, I don't have that
um
problem. Not ever active enough to get too worked up over it.
no, but I still like even when I'm on a quiet day, I still find myself peering over so much and sort
Right.
of losing my train of thought and missing like context clues and stuff. That I
Right.
think
I get that because I even without an active chat, you still want to look over, be like, oh, okay, that person said something, and or just to see if someone said something, and
yeah,
you can often
exactly.
miss stuff. Like I remember, it's especially when I'm like reviewing footage for the videos. I'm just like, how the hell did I miss that? It's right there in front of my face. And
That's smooth.
I'll spend like 20 minutes looking for something that's just right there. I'm just like, what is wrong with you? Just it's right there. Um,
Yep.
or
I also think. Sorry, you go.
I'll see something that like I didn't notice, and I'm like, that would have been helpful to notice, but I guess I didn't see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think the other thing is like when you're streaming or whatever, there's a pressure to constantly be talking.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case someone like drops in. If yeah, no, I've done it. I've tried to check out new streamers, and the first maybe 20 seconds they haven't said a word,
Right.
and it's so hard to. I think you need a lot of social energy in that moment to sort of
Mm-hmm.
pick up and enjoy that stream. Um, and yeah, I think so. I always try and be talking, always chatting away, even if say I've got a quiet chat that day.
Right.
It was, um, which also like takes me out a little bit. I definitely think some games I definitely I'm grateful I streamed the first time, but there's other
Mm-hmm.
ones I think, damn, there was a lot going on there, and I didn't really have a good time with it, or as good a time I could have had with it because I
Right.
was distracted, I wasn't focused, I wasn't giving the game the attention it deserves,
Mm-hmm.
which it's a shame, but
Right.
it is what it is.
That's fair. I started playing through the DLC of Kingdom Hearts 3, and if you know anything about me, you know that I
So you
love that
play Kingdom
series. So
Hearts,
like
yes.
that's like the
Yes.
main game on my channel. But the DLC I have never completed, and it's been
Hey,
like, and so I'm getting like a bit of the first like hand experience of it for the like first time in years, which is crazy.
nice.
Because like the Kingdom Hearts 3 came out in 2019, so it's been a while. Like not as long as Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, of course,
Yeah,
but the first game came out like 20 years ago,
yeah. I. It's,
which is insane to think about.
yeah, it was funny. We were talking about just now the sort of feeling of like falling in love with a game for the first time,
Hmm.
and the game that I always comes to mind when I think of that is Skyrim,
Right.
for me. Um, and you saying that reminded me that it took me like 5 playthroughs, quote unquote playthroughs, to ever beat the main story of Skyrim.
Right.
'Cause I kind of just always got so caught up in the world and the faction quest lines and all that jazz
Yeah.
that I never really sort of got round to
Mm-hmm.
killing Alduin. Spoiler
Especially
alert.
because, like, especially because for me, I don't like the main story of Skyrim. I've played it a bunch, right? But it's
Mhm.
not great. I played it a bunch because of the challenge runs, which I do to try to make it fun for me. And sometimes it's fun, like the 1 HP challenge. But like, I did a daggers only challenge. That was so boring. Like, it was so easy.
Yeah, I think
You just get Maven's Razor, right? It's one shot Alduin. Like,
it's yeah. I don't know what else to. It's, I do think the gameplay of Skyrim has aged,
mm-hmm.
and not perhaps in the best ways.
Right.
I don't think it, and there are lots of mods to fix that, which is always like the big pull for Skyrim is that the mods tend to keep it quite fresh. But
Mm-hmm. What do you think
I
of
guess
like modded games versus like vanilla? Like, do you think it takes away some of the feel of the game when you have like 80,000 mods on it?
yeah, I think that 100%. It's not necessarily a bad thing because
Right.
as if you're bored of the feel of the game, but you still like a lot of aspects of it, keeping it fresh like that is a good thing. But I'm still trying to work out what's not clean a
Yeah.
gutter. Um, uh, I've tried modded Skyrim. I've played a bit of it. I've never completed a playthrough of it because it kind of feels wrong, and I've banned myself from Skyrim now.
You
I'm
banned
not
yourself
allowed.
in Skyrim. I haven't played
Yeah,
Skyrim in a while now. I think it's been a few months. And
yeah.
honestly,
It's
I could never play it again, and I would probably be fine. You
it's
know?
been a few years for me because I played it so much that it was impossible for it to surprise me. There's not a nook or cranny I haven't explored in that map.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I kind of just
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. Like,
oh I see the final
yeah,
gutter.
there were there were times where like I stopped using fast travel in that game, and it gave like a little bit more to the game for me for like
Yeah, I've done the
for
same.
maybe a few months, and then I was like, all right, now I've done so much. Like, I'm tired of walking from Windhelm all the way to Markarth on the other side of the map. Like, I don't want to do it again. And then if you die and just have to go all the way back, it's like, okay, I'm done. I
Yeah, that
think,
game definitely taught me to appreciate and abuse quick save and autosave and
yeah.
just
uh Kingdom Hearts 3 was like that for me in my past playthrough. They should have changed the way you respawn after you die, but they didn't. And because of like the changes in gameplay, it makes it way worse when you die. So what happened before, right, is every time you entered a new room that you weren't immediately in a battle, that is where you would respawn when you press continue. Um,
right.
and there were like so many different rooms in the games that it was pretty simple. Like if you died, you wouldn't go back that far. Sometimes you would have to redo a boss, which would be annoying. Um, but it was pretty simple. But when they moved to Kingdom Hearts 3, they did an open world sort of game, and it just
Wait,
like you don't have that. You don't go back to the previous room because there is no previous room. So you have to go back to like the beginning of where you started, and it's like I
oh
didn't want
dear
to do
lord.
this. But if you save it, it goes back to that. So I just been like save whenever I see a save point. What is
Oh,
this wooden
save
trim?
points. What a throwback.
Yeah.
I remember
Oh, here it
when
is.
I was a kid, I was always playing Pokemon, and my mum and dad would be like, "Come on, we need to go," or it's dinner time. Put your games down. But I just didn't want to. I just really wanted to continue playing Pokemon.
Right.
So even for just one more battle for some reason. So me and my brother, without ever communicating this, just like made up that you could only save in Pokemon centers since Pokemon.
You know, that's
I was
fair.
like, oh, sorry, mom and dad, but it's not our fault. It's just the way the game is.
Yeah,
We're trying to get
you
back.
can't
Oh
save
no,
it.
a wild Pokemon. Gee, I'm so sorry. It's
It sounds about right. Like, I don't recall ever making up something like that, but I definitely there were times where it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't get off. I have to save it. Like, I don't want to lose all my progress. And like, my dad would usually understand because he plays games. Um, which it's weird that he is really obsessed with GTA 5. Is
nice. I was playing that just now, actually.
nice. But like he understood that, okay, you gotta save it. But my mom doesn't play games, so she wouldn't always understand it. And she's like, why can't you just save it now? I'm like, I can't, like it won't let me. Or online games, it's like I can't pause it. It's an online game. And
Yeah, that's always a kicker.
my dad who plays GTA Online and knows that. He understands that. But it's like my mom who doesn't play games, it's like, oh fine, just do it already. I'm like that.
End it.
I'm sorry.